How we doing, everyone? It's John Garrison. I got Dolores Garrison here with me. We are with God's disciples, and this week we're talking about new wine, new skins. If you guys can go to our channel, God's Disciples, like and subscribe, share and comment if you will. We appreciate the feedback, and let's go ahead and get you right into the video. All right, so this week I love this topic because it is something that is being manifested right now in our lives. So it's imperative to us, and we want to get into it with exhilaration because we are thankful for what God is doing in our life, and we want to open you guys up to what's going on, not to brag about it, but to help you understand that what God has given us, He will give you. First off, I think it's in John chapter 2, verses 7 and 8. It talks about where this is where Jesus is starting to come out of his to announce his position, and his mother is telling him that now is the time. They're at a wedding, and the bridegroom and the winer have ran out of wine, and they're trying to figure out how they can keep the people satisfied. And they're thinking about mixing it with water and things like this. So they tell Mary, and Mary tells Jesus, you have to do something. And Jesus said, it's not my time right now. And she said, if it's not now, then when? So that's when, I can see ourselves being a little bit of Mary, where we say, Lord, if we can't have our blessings now, then when can we have them? But now Jesus gathers everyone together in the back rooms where the wine is being kept. And he sees these jugs, these 55-gallon probably jugs of what they were putting wine in. And he says, fill them up to the brim with water. And I believe it was Thomas that said, we don't need water, we need wine. And he said, just fill it up with water. And this is what got me, because he said, everyone leave the room. So when God's doing his blessing, no one can see what he's doing. No one can know exactly what is in preparation for that blessing to be upon. And that's where we came in our life, where we didn't expect a blessing. We had to leave that room. We had to move out of the way and allow him to do what he knows how to do best, without us being interrupting, because it really does take divine connection and that supernatural ability. And when you have that unfaith, like Thomas, where he was like, we don't need water, we need wine. When you have that in the room, it probably could disrupt Jesus from being able to manifest the things that he was doing.
Yeah, because I had just got done actually reading that part.
Good.
So, God's always working behind the scenes for everybody. It's just in that matter of time of being patient and waiting for that day to happen or that time to happen when he reveals what he's going to do for you. So there's always that patience and that waiting, because he's always going to be behind the scene. You're not going to see what he's doing, and you'll never know what it is that he's doing, but it's going to happen eventually for you.
Absolutely.
And for everybody else that's willing to do what they need to do for him and give their life up for him and let him take control of it.
I believe that. That's what I see. So that's what it is in John chapter 2, verses 7 and 8, and he says, Jesus saith unto them, fill the water pots with water, and they filled them up to the brim. And then he says, and he saith unto them, draw out now, and bear unto the governor of the feast, and they bear it. So he basically said, give the wine to the draw unto the governor of the feast.
Mm-hmm.
So the one that's in charge, the one that is basically letting people know what this is and how good it is. So the governor says, everyone stop for a second. This is usually people wait for, they bring out the cheap wine at the end. And because once everyone's had a few drinks of the good stuff, how will they be able to tell what's the difference?
Right.
And that's when he said, but you guys decided to use the best wine last. Blessed is this wine, the best wine I've ever tasted in my life. And that's where I look at our life right now, because things just keep compiling on each other with blessings after blessings after blessings. We have this new, it's still new to me, this house that we've lived in for less than a year. You have your car that's less than a year old, with it being so new, and mine just recently, just yesterday, of getting my new vehicle and being able to, material things shouldn't matter, but that is the Lord blessing us. You know, that is, we are the wine. We are the reason why these blessings are bestowing in our life, because of our obedience. And this is what we had to look forward to. When we're obedient, the Lord will not spare any blessing to the chosen, to the ones that want to give up their life for him, because he knows how important, or how expedient the material world is, like how much importance it is to us to be able to say, I'd like to have nice things.
Yeah.
I don't need it if you don't want it for me, but I would like it.
Yeah.
And that's where we are. And the wine is that simple thing. When they use the analogy of saying the new wine and new skins, they said that you cannot put new wine in old bottles because they would break. Apparently, that's an actual fact, that you can't do that.
Really? I didn't know that.
I didn't know that either. And because it's an actual fact, I think that's why Jesus used that as a parable.
Mm-hmm.
So we are that bottle. I believe we are that new wine, where, because we can imagine this house being that bottle, and we are the wine, and because we are the wine, we are the ones that are manifesting that bottle. And when we manifest that bottle, we are able to put in things like, if you look behind us, there's Dolores' Grinch tree that is just sparkling away, but we manifested it together, and put things like that together through what we can do through this temple.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I appreciate everything he's done for me. He helped me put it together and everything. But as he was saying, I didn't know that you couldn't put new wine in old bottles.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I didn't know that either.
It's crazy. Because here in Matthew chapter 9, verse 17, it says, neither do men put new wine into old bottles, else the bottles break, and the wine runneth out, and the bottles perish. But they put new wine into new bottles, and both are preserved. So it's just like being, when you get baptized. Mm-hmm. You're basically flushing out all the old evil stuff, that you're cleansing your body and reborn and starting up a whole new you.
True.
And it's like you can't put your new self in your old body, because it's not gonna work out the right way.
Yeah.
So That's how I would see it.
Yeah, with us being, when we get baptized, it's that new version of us is already coming out. And even know that we're not at the full capacity, even when we get baptized, because it's still dispersing into newness each day and each season. So we are being seasoned like new wine.
Yeah.
And they say with wine, the older it is, the better it is. So if we're being manifested into patience, into courtesy and trustworthy of the Lord, knowing that his reaction is going to be for our best benefit when he comes and delivers us from the afflictions from and into the blessings, opening the doors, shutting the old doors and opening the new doors for our development. And that is speaking of new wine and new bottles.
Yeah.
If you start a new job in that building is that bottle. And you are the new wine. It's something new. It's something that has been unknown to you, because when a distributor picks up, say, his wine and he is manufacturing it, he doesn't handpick the bottles. He probably gets them manufactured from a different company or whatever.
Yeah.
And that bottle gets delivered, and then the process goes in to where the wine goes into the new bottle. So we never know what's being delivered to us as the bottle. And that's what makes it so unique for us when he uses this analogy, because we can look at it 1,000 different ways and pair it with our lives. And what we need to utilize significantly is the trustworthy of the Lord in the process, and gain the patience that it takes to develop that new wine.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, what I've been told is new wine, or the older the wine is, the better the flavor. And whatever Jesus did that day, he already manifested years of manufacturing in one setting, in minutes.
Right.
Because of the distinctiveness and how much it was needed at that moment. They had to have it. People were panicking. They didn't want to be embarrassed because the bridegroom and her family they were like high-end people.
Yeah.
So they needed it, and they wanted to make sure that everyone was happy.
Yep. And just like in Isaiah chapter 65, verse 8, thus saith the Lord, as the new wine is found in the cluster, and one saith, destroy it not, for a blessing is in it. So will I do my servants' sake, that I may not destroy them all. So, like, I'm guessing with that one, it was just like, for the new wine that they're using, that they found, and they're drinking that. And, like, I don't know, like the old one, when they ran out and stuff, they started, like, going crazy because they ran out of it.
Yeah, trying to water it down.
And then they would notice. They were like, well, they can notice it if it was watered down.
Yeah, like, do we take that chance?
Yeah, because then they're going to talk about us.
Exactly. It's going to make it worse. And that's their reputation. You know, those are, I don't know if you would call them bootlickers or bootleggers, but they sell the wine to weddings and stuff like that. So their reputation is on the line. They panicked, and they didn't know what to do. And that's sometimes where we're at in life, where we panic. We don't know what to do. We don't know how to manifest these type of things on our own. We use up all of our wine, as in all of our own ability from our own selves. And it's because of the egotistic mind that this happens when we we pour out too much of ourselves without the permission of the Lord.
Yeah.
Because if this was in Jesus' hands, this would have been leveled a lot better than what it was. And this is a completely different story, but it's consistent with Jesus with the 5 loaves and 2 fish.
Mm-hmm.
And when he fed 5,000 people, over 5,000 people, and he had 12 baskets come back, exactly 12.
Was that also in John?
This was in Matthew, and I think it could be in John too.
Okay, because I thought I read that one just recently myself
the 5
too.
loaves and 2
yeah,
bread.
yeah.
Or 5 loaves and 2 fish or something.
Yeah.
And it just goes to show how unique and organized Jesus is. So if Jesus was in control from the beginning, that means that we never will have to worry about running out.
Mm-hmm.
Because even in the other parable where Jesus says, whoever drinks of this water, which was Jacob's well, will thirst again, but whoever drinks of my water will never thirst again. And because of that, that new wine will never run low. It will always be overfilled. And that's what we have to look forward to. If we just follow simple instructions, if we just be obedient to God and put our lives in His hands first and give up our old ways and our egotistic mindsets.
Mm-hmm.
And we will be delivered, and we will have that day where He says, you guys step out of the room and let me manifest what is needed. And that could mean we have to step out of our environment, which is we could have gotten evicted from the previous house, and then Him set it up to where we bought this house.
Mm-hmm.
But it was kind of something like that, where we were running short on fumes of what to do living in that environment. We poured out our wine and we ran out, and we said we can't make it here anymore. We have to move on. We have to do something different. But what do? And we looked at Jesus and said, if not now, then when?
Yeah.
Because this is enough for us. We're running out of ideas. We're panicking, and we want to live the lives that we deserve. We want to drink the wine that we deserve.
Yep. I remember our conversation because you were like, before we even looked at this house, we seen a couple other houses, and you were like, nope, it's not the time yet. It's not the time yet.
That could have been.
Wait another year. We'll be ready in another year. We'll be ready in another year.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think, like you said, me and Belle kind of like, oh, let's go check this house out real quick. And I think it was just you guys that came and looked at it by yourselves, right?
Yeah, me and Belle did.
You, Belle, and Isaiah.
Yeah, Isaiah might have been with me. I think
Yeah,
so.
all 3 of you guys came, and you guys were like, that's the perfect house. And I'm like, okay, so what are we doing? Are we going to go for it or what?
Yeah.
And then,
That waiting process.
Yeah.
Where Jesus said, let everyone out of the room.
Yeah.
Let me manifest this.
Yep.
I'll put everything together.
And like you said in here, as a new wine is found in clusters, and one saith, destroy it not. Like, don't destroy that, because the whole situation is going to be your whole. It's a new thing because there's blessings inside of there.
Oh, for sure.
Like, if I'm trying to push you forward into something, don't go and ruin it, because there's a blessing behind every door.
There you go. You know it. See, that's where, like, the other analogy where Jesus says, a house on a hill cannot be hidden. And a city on a hill will always have its light. And when it says a house on a hill cannot be hidden, that's the same analogy as a wine bottle on a hill cannot be hidden. Anything that has been set upon a rock on a mountaintop has been placed up there by God.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only way that it made its way. That's the only way that house was built on that type of platform, as if it was manifested by God Himself. So people might not understand this, but we don't live in the best neighborhood, but our house is built on a rock. And we're probably central to the tip of the top of the rock. Not be saying that we're better than anybody around in our neighborhood, but I think we can both agree that we probably take it the most seriously when it comes to the gospel, when it comes to obeying and worshiping our Father and Jesus, who have delivered us many, many times. So it's imperative to see that when we focus on God and just ask for what He wants, He'll give us what we want. Because 9 times out of 10, our blessings that we wanted, that we said, you give it to us, He gave it to us. And we know that's what He wanted, because we wouldn't be having it.
Right. And it wasn't just like a real quick thing like that. It was in increments, in a process. You know, things happen suddenly, and you got that urgency to take that leap of faith that, you know, okay, this is probably what He's telling me to do.
Exactly.
You know, or like if you're gonna leap to help another family out or family members, you know, like, okay, something's telling me to do this, so I'm gonna do it.
Even when you have nothing. Those are the times that He is going to test us the most, but they bring upon the most blessings. I mean, He pays us back tenfold when we put others before ourselves.
Yeah.
But that's about it, you guys. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up right there. We're running out of time. Thank you guys for watching, and we see the new subscribers. Thank you guys. We appreciate it. Keep following, keep watching, and hopefully your lives are changing from this, and I hope that this is resonating in your life.
And if you guys have other ideas that you guys want to like talk about, just let us know.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Other topics, that's what I mean. Yeah. Other topics.
Anything you guys feel would be necessary or appropriate to share, let us know, and we'll pray on it and ask God if this is what is needed. But we say things in the name of Jesus Christ. Amen.